What's your actual prediction right now for how does this war with Iran actually end?
Right. So I think in round one of this war, like meaning the past 7, 8 weeks, Iran overperformed, and the Americans were completely surprised
Hmm.
by the ferocity of the Iranian response. Trump himself said he didn't expect the Iranians to close up
Yep.
the Strait of Hormuz, and he didn't expect the Iranians to attack the GCC. Okay, so
Yeah.
the Americans
I didn't either, but they did it.
were completely taken aback. But I think in round two, once the ceasefire ends, I think they'll go back to war. I think that the
Okay.
Americans will recalibrate, and the Americans will develop a much more effective strategy to strangle Iran. So my predictions for how the war will progress over the next few months is threefold. Okay, first, I think the Americans will launch a ground incursion, and the main
Oh,
purpose,
okay.
yeah, the main purpose is to strangle Iran economically, mainly by taking over Kark Island and
Hmm.
Qassam Island, and sending troops in the coastline to block Iran's ability to export oil, as well as to block Iran's ability to collect tolls, right? And these are
Right.
the two main income streams for Iran. And so now Iran's going to face financing issues. Okay, so that's the first pillar. Second pillar is to activate ethnic insurgent groups throughout Iran, mainly the Kurds and also the Balochs near
Well,
Pakistan.
the Kurds isn't going to work because we already armed them in Iran. This is the Green Beret mission set. This
Right,
is
right.
literally what we do. And the Kurds took all the weapons and said "fuck off" to the United States.
Look,
But to your point, there's 10 different ethnic groups that we could arm
right.
and equip as a resistance force. So I get what
Look.
you're saying.
Right, but the point is that the Kurds didn't want to be abandoned and betrayed again, like they've
Yeah,
been for
right,
the
right, yeah,
past
yeah. We
40
fucked them
years.
over and over and over again. Right? No,
Right,
I
right,
get it. If I was the
right,
Kurds, I'd be like, I don't
right.
know.
But the point is, like, if they see the tide of the war churning in favor of the Americans, if the Americans
That's a
have
good point.
forward operating bases throughout Iran that can
Yep.
protect them, right? If they're protected by by American aerial supremacy, then they'll be
Yep.
much more likely to fight. They're opportunists,
True.
right? So that's the second pillar. And the third pillar, which I think will be the most effective, is the Americans are going to try to strangle Tehran. Okay, meaning Tehran is a city of 10 million people. It needs water, it needs electricity, and it needs food, right? Well, what you can do is you can bombard the roads and infrastructure so it can't get food. You can destroy the reservoirs so it lacks water, and you can destroy the
Just
power plants.
just commit a bunch of war crimes.
This is war, man. This
No,
is
I get
war.
it. No, you're giving your prediction of what will happen, and we've already keep in mind the United States has already committed a shit ton of war crimes in this war, so
Right.
we will
And the
100% do that.
and the intention is to decimate the state's capacity to provide basic services to the people, so that people
Hmm.
become angry and revolt against you, right? Which forces a political solution. So the idea is to apply as much pressure as possible on the people of Tehran, so that the political leadership, is forced to accept American terms in negotiations. Okay, so that's how I think the Americans will fight this war in round two. It'll be much more strategic. It's going to apply pressure points as much as possible in order to force a political solution.